What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel and more Blood and Plunder. We are at the end, finally, of this super long series covering all the characters after we had already done all the factions, which was also a very long series. So we're finally here at the end, and we're taking a look at Sven Svennson Skute. So, one hell of a name. So he is going to be our ultimate character here as far as, again, coming to the end of the series. 30-pointer, he has two options. He can lead the Swedish militia and the Dutch North American militia. Got some pretty cool options here as well. Got the brace of pistols or firelock musket and standard melee weapon option. Sadly, not the option to get the pistol then as a side weapon. But for 30 points, and again for kind of like, again, another one of these smaller peripheral powers, these small factions, we get the superlative 16-inch command range. I'm going to cover all kinds of territory on the tabletop there to use our abilities with Inspiring, but also the all-important third command point. So kind of a must-have if we're going to be spending 30 points on a character, frankly. But if we had that, that'd already be pretty damn potent for 30 points. We get two really cool abilities with this guy. So Inspiring, of course, is on virtually every named character or some form of Inspiring, and no different here. So again, everybody within our command range, while this unit's active, his unit's active, we can reroll rally tests, right? So with that third command point, we're going to keep the force in the fight as long as possible, and that's going to be good for us, right? If we can operate more efficiently without being bogged down by fatigue, that's going to be very, very important. But the other ability is the one that we're probably most excited about, and that's Aggressive Commander. We don't see it too often, but when we have it, it's really cool. And ideally, we build the force around doing as much as we can with that. So, and this is also where his huge command range is key, right? So if we can really just theme the list around taking advantage of that, still playing carefully, still being smart, right? Not reckless ever, but we can really do some great things with that. So all friendly units within his range, command range, right? So again, 32-inch bubble, so we should have plenty of space. They gain the hard chargers rule, and that's another one of those things in Blood and Plunder. We have a lot of rules that essentially grant other rules. Pretty neat, but what does hard chargers do? We've seen that before. Some units just have it built in, I think, in the game, but you know, here when we have this as like a true force multiplier, right? Everybody in his command range, so unless the scenario dictates us, or something dictates us, you know, kind of spreading out and being outside of his command range, really we want to take advantage of this as much as possible, right? Basically every unit theoretically in our whole army can gain advantage and gain a free special rule just by staying relatively near to him, right? Why would we not do that? Especially hard chargers being a fantastic rule. So when charging this unit, or any unit that has hard chargers, right, they receive a -1 bonus to the fight test for the free fight action. Huge, right? So if we can pack as many units into the list that are actually really good at hand, having that -1 bonus can sometimes just be, you know, the sweet spot, right? Dice roll even decently, or you know, just an amazing roll to begin with. Sometimes we'll get like 100% hits, right? And ideally then we're inflicting as many casualties as possible on the opponent and really should hopefully result in most cases not having to burn things like fortune or whatever to get rerolls or whatever. We should just do pretty well with that bonus, getting that as much as possible. It helps, of course, if we play smart, maybe put a couple of fatigue on the enemy through some carefully applied shooting first, and then get in there with some hand-to-hand combat and do our best, right? And that's also where those command points will come in. You know, we can use that to, hey, we're active, we're going to tell another unit to shoot, maybe even charge in with our own unit then. There's all kinds of cool tactical options that we can have to really just make this aggressive commander ability, which then gives us hard chargers, and you know, with the huge command bubble, the command points, all that stuff really work in concert, work really well to actually be quite devastating. And you know, in some cases maybe the opponent's not going to be expecting too much because you're, hey, we're playing Swedish militia or the Dutch North American militia, you know, it's not one of the big power factions or something like that. Really, we can probably catch them by surprise in some cases, right? So I don't think they make, you know, an official model for Sven, but with the plastic kit, it'd be cool to come up with something there. But this could be really a fun sort of a sleeper powerhouse guy here for either of those factions. And again, we got two different factions to really brainstorm some ideas on as far as what we want to do with that, and again, take total advantage of aggressive commander / hard chargers with his stats. So fantastic stuff there. Really eager, guys. If you have played Sven Svensson or come up against somebody playing him, let us know. Did you play it in the Swedish militia or the Dutch North American militia? How did that go? Really eager to hear about that. Really interested to actually just do some list brewing with that. So hit us up in the comments. Be sure to like and subscribe. We'll have more Blood and Plunder soon. Again, we're going to be delving into some new series and some new content with everything as well. We'll be looking at the upgrade characters, like we said, doing some how to play videos, and a couple other cool things as well as we, again, slide closer and closer to Adepticon for the coming year. So thanks so much for watching, guys, and we will see you in the next one.